Back again. Another episode of A Muslim and an Atheist Breaks Bread. What you saying, Pops?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
You nice?
Yeah, cold. Still.
All right, first of all, it is cold.
I'm allergic to
it's
cold,
not
man.
that cold, though.
I'm allergic
it's
to
cold.
cold.
It's not that cold. Right, so, first of all, I want to thank everyone for watching the videos. Shout out anyone who's liking, sharing, commenting, even if we disagree. That's what this whole channel's about. It's about hopefully people can have open dialogue, whether that's in the comments or you chat amongst yourselves behind that. People keep, sending me messages, telling me stuff to look at, which I'm grateful for because it does help. And when we're watching the wrong videos, they're giving us guidance saying this isn't quite factual, so that's also adding to the learning process. Again, like, we're literally doing this just to open our own eyes, and we're just like, sharing our journey, basically. So today, we're going to do Sadhguru, our man, Pop. We like a bit of Sadhguru, even though I know a lot of people slate him. I'm not, often one to jump on the bandwagon. So, to be fair, he's got a lot of quotables as well. I'm not going to lie, I've been like rinsing some of his quotables. And people are like, oh my God, you're so intelligent. I'm like, well, thank you. But AI, what do you think of AI, Dad? Now, first of all, let me give some context to this. First of all, I run a...
Hang on. I can answer, man. Great basketball player. Yeah, man, when I was there, oh, God damn.
It was alright. It was a little short, but yeah. It was good. No. All right. So we use AI. We do like videography. For the and my actual job is we do a lot of digital pathways. So we do use AI. We're coming into the AI world. I've been fighting it for the last 18 months, whereas other people in the company have embraced AI. I am starting to embrace it now, but for different means. I don't like it creatively, but to offset workload, brilliant. What about you, Dad? What do you think? AI, good thing or bad thing?
Good thing.
Good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why is it a good thing?
Boy, anything that helps get through this shit stim's got to be good, innit? If it helps. I suppose there's some idiots out there that's going to do something mega stupid with it at some point.
Yeah, it's got to be,
we're not there yet.
There's got to be someone out there who's going to program some algorithm to destroy people. We know that, that's going to happen.
It's probably already started, but, they got to get everybody hooked in first.
Yeah.
But, if it helps, like I says, in terms of people are able to cheat shit, people cheating shit all from time begun. You understand? They want to cheat death. They want to cheat everything. That cheating exists. So AI is not really a real benefit. It's just a variation on the theme.
I do think that about, like you just said about that, because you're right, like AI's been around for ages as well. It's just now it's more of it's
accessible.
And the learning capability of AI. So before it was like what we were putting in, yeah? So, when you go on your phone and then something pops up on your phone, like, I was just speaking about that. That's AI, essentially. It's artificial intelligence.
Yeah, the problem is shit ain't supposed to be listening when you don't want it to be listening.
Yeah, exactly. But there's talk about AI now having the capability of, like, from now, me and you in this room, there's AI that can read our brain patterns already.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about things like that, like these computers are like, they're so far advanced to what the capability that we know.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Show me that. I like the way they talk back. I'm still waiting to see a man on the moon personally. You understand? So while man's made enough films and Hollywood has been bringing that to me, I ain't seen no man on no moon.
But you'll never go. Why would you ever see a man on the moon? Well, unless you go to the moon. That's just an argument to say, like, well, unless I'm actually sitting on the moon, I'm never going to see a man on the moon.
No, I think you can easily verify.
No, you can't.
I can go on my laptop and Google Earth and see a spot in your back garden.
Because anything you show me on a computer, I know I could go in there and make
and generate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything. So I could generate a phone call from you if I clipped a piece of your voice. I'm talking not even 10 seconds. I could clip your voice for 10 seconds, go in there, record a whole speech that I've said, generate your voice onto that, take a picture of you, run it through After Effects, Photoshop, all that, and do a whole speech of you. You're not even in the room. So nothing you see in today, nothing, like, and that's the problem, isn't it? Like, it's why video evidence in court is going to be, like, obsolete. Yeah, because the applications of it, it's too much because you can do it.
Are we going to watch the film?
All right.
We're still at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm doing long intros.
You said the last intro was long. This one seems to be going on now.
It does, because it's AI in it. So this is our film. This is what we're talking about.
Then.
But anyway, let's get into the film. I'm not going to go on about AI too much. We're just going to watch Sadhguru, see what my man's got to say. Can AI replace human beings? I disagree.
Machines can become.
Alright, so the video we're watching is, can AI replace human beings?
Machines can become everything that you are. We can build machines which are intuitive in nature. You will find that you will be speechless about life. Consciousness is the essence of life. Some people are saying we will build consciousness into a machine.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Experts say that human intuitions are essentially biochemical responses of our body. If that is so, an artificial intelligence can be powered to recreate human emotions. Are human intuitions truly biochemical algorithms, or are they something more profound?
Whoa. Well, does human intelligence have something to do with…
I'm going to interject here quickly. So, I personally think the answer to this, right, is the difference between the algorithm and human intelligence. And I do think they are. I think the human body does work off algorithms. Algorithms just a repeated pattern, and then sometimes it gets changed for the benefit of whatever's going on. So that's just algorithm. The difference between humans and computers computers may be able to do this, is break away from the algorithm at a specific point. So let's say a computer, if two people are dying or two people are drowning in it, the algorithm's always going to look for the success rate in that, whereas the human emotion might look. So an algorithm might think a child, it's higher probability of me saving the adult than the child.
That's Will Smith, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly the same thing. So that's the perfect example of the difference between an algorithm and a human interaction. And it is that breaking of it at any point in your will that a computer hasn't got yet.
Biochemical activity that's happening in our system, absolutely.
I'm gonna go back to my recent experience. You see, pre-2000, there was a lot of emphasis about this big crash and shutdown and everything that's gonna happen.
Yeah, what was it called? It was called something.
The Millennium.
The Millennium bug. The Millennium bug,
So
innit? Yeah.
effectively, everybody's computer is gonna wind up to 9999, and then it can't get the next number in, so everything's gonna stop. So I stopped listening to hype since then. You know, everything they're saying is gonna happen doesn't happen quite the way that it's gonna happen.
But you know, the thing is, this isn't a case of everything they say is going to happen, because no one's really saying anything. It's just a possibility, and no one's saying that AI is going to take over the world or AI is going to do that. It's just, all right, you get a few people saying it, but you're always going to have them people in it. But it's not like some big thing. Like, most people are just quite comfortable with just saying AI is great, and we're gonna be able to do
It's just
X,
how
Y,
it
Z.
interacts with us. It's not
Yeah,
take over
but-
the world.
but
That's
that's
what people are learning to
possibility,
interact with it.
Yeah,
The
but
phone
these are
thing, they're listening, everyone's saying, hang on a minute, I was just thinking that now, my phone. Everyone says that now, innit? Almost everyone's on their phone, and suddenly they was just talking about something. So it's like they're getting everybody to get the same kind of response. It's like a wave of things they put through at the same time. No one used to have that where the phone was listening and you'd say.
But it didn't used to happen, that's why.
That's what I'm saying. So they put things through at a time, and they make it sit, then they phase through the next
Yeah,
beat.
100%.
You understand? And
100%.
This is what I'm saying. So the conversation around AI is just centered around getting everybody conversing, then they pulse through something else, and they'll take it to the next level.
Well, it's just getting it common, isn't it? Like,
But
it's
the ultimate aim of AI is not for common play. It's for, like I said, brain transference, and ultimately they want to be able to transfer consciousness and keep it after you've gone. They can keep your
this is
consciousness
Elon
and your
Musk's
information
Elon
alive.
Musk's biggest thing, yes.
So all of this is just,
Neuralink.
like I said, people will invest and fuel the development and training of it if there's a world interest. You understand? But otherwise, people say we don't need that thing. Put money into farming and pay for wages. So they got to market this new thing like, yo, that Star Trek stuff we used to see, it's within striking distance now, because in Star Trek back in the day, that was Captain Kirk effectively, and it's setting the tone. We still ain't got there yet.
Yeah, but you say that, but Star Trek was also one of the first things when people had mobile phones. And things where you could just talk, where you didn't even need a mobile.
Devices. This is what I'm saying. Well, what I would say is Star Trek was marketing things that were in development. I don't think it was itself an idea of stuff.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this is what I'm saying though, innit? So them things are already around. So AI, like you said, AI could already be to the point where we don't know. Like, you could have cyborgs in it. Like, you've got nanotechnology.
Yeah.
You've got people who are like got metal robotic limbs.
India's the biggie for that stuff, though, isn't it? From back in the day, before
I don't know.
now. Yeah, India had cyber tech going on from back in 1900s, back in 1800s, apparently.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, like you said, it's not a case of believing in hype. And do you know the difference is the Millennium bug? There was no, like, where did that come from? It's not like people's computers were glitching.
People selling computers, innit?
Yeah, but how does that help you sell computers?
Everyone went out and bought a new Millennium-proof computer.
Oh, is that what happened? I can't remember. Obviously, I was what?
Well, if everything's gonna
15,
crash,
16.
society's gonna, computers weren't integrated the way they are now. So people who had gone to great lengths to pay for what you connect to now, you have to pay a man $2,000 to come in and set up your Wi-Fi network and everything.
Oh, see, I just remember him just saying all computers were gonna get wiped out. I didn't even think there was any you could buy like a bad boy computer. I just thought it was when the year 2000 or the Millennium comes,
Marketing
all computers
thing,
are wiped out. But
that's what they sell, and who benefits? Computer shop sold beer, new 2000 computers in 1999.
Well, when you know today that you being mentally balanced or imbalanced, you being stable or unstable, you being clear or unclear in your mind, has a chemical basis to it, or even you being happy or unhappy, loving or not loving, joyful or miserable, all has chemical basis. One way to understand this is, it is all a question of intelligence. Right now, as you sit here or wherever you sit, whether you make this experience of sitting here beautiful or ugly is a matter of intelligence, and it is also a matter of chemistry. They are not different. It is completely wrong to understand intelligence as thought. Thought is just one small expression of intelligence. This is a folly that modern societies have made because the modern education system has made people believe that thought is the only form of intelligence. If thought is the only form of intelligence, you will naturally understand that accumulation of data, analyzing data and projecting this data according to your analysis is intelligence. Well, this is a process that any machine can do. This you're beginning to understand now, that even the most complex thought that you think is phenomenal, today your computer can do it without effort. Do you see a simple calculator can do more mathematics than your teacher can do? Your computer can do much more mathematics than any mathematician can do. So, obviously, what you thought is a very difficult intellectual process is being processed by a machine far more easily than you can imagine. Now, people argue, but mathematics is one thing, literature is a different thing, music is a different thing. Well, I'm telling you, whether it's literature or music, which are considered more, outpouring of human heart, even this can be done by a machine. Well, we've still not built machines good enough to do that maybe, but you will see in the next 25, 50 years' time, maybe, I don't know how long, but it will inevitably happen. You can't make out.
Right. For me, straight away there with music. If AI was playing music, would there be different genres?
Yeah.
Why? Why would it go to the next genre when it can just keep perpetuating, if it was
because it would,
Bach or
because it still gets his influence from somewhere. So
well,
it wouldn't
ultimately when AI takes over, it won't be taking influence from somewhere, will it? Won't it be
but it would,
the influencer?
But it would also be informed from the past. So essentially you just have a complete cycle of the same information going around eventually, because it has to pull information from somewhere.
Well, for me, the difference is that at the point where, in music, a genre changes from old school hip hop to this new mumble rap and stuff like that. Why would AI make mumble rap?
Because it essentially it would be I guess it would be analysing data of the time about humans, and
so are you thinking that people actually started liking mumble rap, or was it just kind of the new stuff came out mumbling?
I think people, well, I think someone made mumble rap and people liked it. I think the person who made mumble rap knew that people were
what people were saying wasn't important.
Yeah. What didn't matter.
It was just the beer.
Right. It was the hype and it was the vibe. So that's what I mean. Music's for different things, isn't it?
And this is what I'm saying. Why would AI do that though?
Because AI would know that, like, if people are at a funeral, they're gonna be sad, so they might make music to make people invoke that sad feeling. If they want to go to dance, they might want to invoke that vibe feeling.
Would it create a new genre?
I don't know if it would create a new genre, but I guess it could. I mean...
And then music's just one.
It might just all amalgamate into one.
But that's the thing with music. is sound, but it's manipulated in a certain way to create different effects. So you have the same triangle, but used in this song it sounds like this, used in this song it sounds
but
like
AI
that.
can do that though. Now.
It can
So
change the variation of the triangle, but can it come up with the idea of how to use it in a particular... I don't know. That's what I say, we're going to see anything in the next 10 years.
The thing is that as well, you need to think about it. AI ain't playing a triangle. It's computer samples.
Yeah, no. It's using existing preferences, and this is where will it go? Because when it creates its own instruments and its own sound. Because at the moment, if you say I want it to sound like, what does it do? Create
a copy of someone else, essentially.
Yeah, and it uses the things that are common with making music. So it has piano, guitar, it has structure in the same way as music, but it isn't playing a guitar. It's just using the sound of a guitar. So why would it invent a guitar? The guitar is a copy of a guitar, but if AI starts making its own instrument, it wouldn't be strings. It would be something that's doing something kind of like strings, but it's not strings. It would be new AI sound. But if it sounded like a violin, then all it's doing is copying a violin.
Well, isn't that's what producers do, essentially?
Yeah, but will AI, when AI rules, it's got to come with its own things, and this is what I'm saying. It's got to invent things that we ain't thought of yet for AI to be dominant.
It's not really. It does, but
if it's just using the same
but the
diesel
difference
car.
between music, right? So you just mentioned from hip hop to let's go from jungle or drum and bass to garage to grime to house. Yeah, that's like 5 different genres of music. The only real difference is the tempo. It's the BPM. See, I could make that track. I could probably make the same track. Change like one element in it, speed it up. I've just gone from having a house tune to a garage tune, or a garage tune to a grime tune. That's like 5 different genres I could master by mixing BPM. I could go from having a R&B track to a hip hop track. I could go from having like a spoken word beat to a hip hop beat just by going from 80 BPM to 120 using all the same elements. It's like what's your man who just went to court for the music, the copyright? Ed Sheeran, isn't it? He just went to court, right, and said, in music, there's only 5 melodies. 5, and he won his court case. He's a player song. You can watch this online. Because what did they do? They tried to get him for using like a Marvin Gaye melody or something or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember what the track was, but they tried to sue him anyway.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. So he took his guitar. He went, play me a track or whatever. Said, da-da-da-da. And he went, oh, well, that melody is just a slight variation of this melody. Played a tune that was older than that. Da-da-da. So he said, so really, there's only like 5 melodies in the whole of music. So he's basically just changed the landscape of copyright. Because now everyone's just going to say that. Well, actually, no, because that melody come from, because it's true, isn't it? Like, it's just like variation, essentially. So, yeah, I don't know. AI may be able to make its own genres. I don't know. We'll see. Let's.
Or probably it will be more perfect. So, this about intuition. First thing to understand about intuition is not a different level of intelligence. Intuition is just simply a different level of computing. That is, let us say, let me make it very simplistic for you, just for the sake of understanding. Right now, let's say you had a child or you had an infant who has grown up just inside a room, never seen outside. Suddenly you bring him out and show him this tree. You know what he's doing? He's gathering data, color, form, the way it moves, the way it is. He's just taking up data through his sense organs. Let him watch this tree for a few minutes. Let's say he has grown up after some time and you ask him to, let's say, depict a tree, most probably he will depict it nearly 90% right. But now the process of assimilating the tree in his mind is not logical. He is not saying the leaf is 5 centimeters by 7 centimeters, the color is this kind of green which is a combination of that, that and that. No, there is no logical assimilation, it's intuitive, simply just like that. The picture comes to his mind. Because all the data is there, processed and jumps all the steps of 1, 2, 3, 4 and just gets there. So intuition is just that your computing is in such a way that you don't go through the logical process every time. So intuitive means your computing is skipping the logical steps and arriving at the answer, which is definitely a more sensible way to conduct your life. Is this just a biochemical algorithm? Well, I would say 100% yes. So, when we say biochemical algorithm, it is in a constant flux, you can set it the way you want. By genetics, by culture, by external influences, it's set one way. But if you are conscious, you can set it in another way. So is it just biochemical algorithms? When you say it is just, you are thinking that, am I just a mechanical process? Well, there is a mechanism. The question is whether this mechanism is conducted consciously or not. Right now, there is an intellect, there is an intuitive dimension, and there are deeper levels of intelligence, which is the basis of the making of the creation itself, the very source of creation. That intelligence is also embedded within you. The question is only at what level of access are you? Say, everybody has an arm like this, all right? Now, can everybody use their arm the same way? No. Different people use it different ways. Somebody is a ball player, he uses it one way. Somebody is a writer, he uses it another way. Somebody is an artist, he uses it another way. Somebody is a yogi, he uses it another way because you have figured out certain aspects of life, somebody else has figured out another aspect of life. Depending upon how you apply yourself, accordingly, your biochemical algorithm is constantly changing. It is not a set process. Well, there are certain settings, because otherwise you won't have a starting place. Like I already said, genetics, cultural influences, Samskriti, that is generations of learning that's happened within you. All these things put together, there is a certain algorithm, but it is not set, it is fluid. You can change it every moment of your life. So your intuition, what kind of intuition do you have? People are just doing guesswork all the time and thinking it's intuition. No, if you want to develop intuition, first thing is, you must learn how to simply sit here, fully alert and not thinking about anything. Somebody was asking me, Sadhguru, when you're riding, what are you thinking about? Why the hell am I thinking about anything? I'm just riding. That's why I'm still alive because the kind of risks that I've taken on two wheels, I'm still alive because I don't think a damn thing. If you know how to simply sit here, alert but unthinking, oh, how is that possible? I'm asking, how is it possible for you to think when so much is happening out here? If you pay attention, you will not think. So the most important aspect of life is your attention, not your thoughts. This is what a child who saw the tree for the first time did. Attention. If your attention is on all the time, without any kind of judgments about what is this, what is that, simply attention, not thought, just attention, you will naturally become intuitive. Human attention can open up any door in the universe, but the attention should become free from judgmental process. That means, from the limited data that you've gathered, you should not go on judging everything around you. Because even if you think you know everything, the data that you have gathered is very, very limited. If you observe this tree for one whole year, the entire process of it dropping leaves and putting back new leaves and everything, still I'm telling you, you do not even know a small percentage of what the tree is. If you want to understand the biochemical algorithm of that tree, we do not know how long it will take for you to grasp that. So this is a much, much more complex mechanism than the tree. So definitely this, if you spend a lifetime paying attention to this, still what you know is very little. But if as you become more and more conscious, you determine the biochemical algorithms. That means you determine the nature of the experience. But now the question was, can we build machines like this? Yes, we can. As we can build machines which can do math for us, we can build machines which will write stories for us, we can build machines which will make music for us, we can build machines which are intuitive in nature. So, this is a…
Can you build a machine which is a tree?
No.
Man can't build a tree. Can they build a machine which is a slug or a fly or a two-cell amoeba?
No.
So they ain't gonna build no machine which is man intuition and stuff like that. Like I said, that's just data.
Yeah, but yeah, so man and machine are obviously always gonna be two completely different things. There's never gonna be a machine that is man. You can have like
data.
You could have both though, innit?
Man and machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that man?
Well, the AI phenomenon is about can AI replace human beings? So
yeah, can AI?
It's
so
not
the
just the
process,
intuitive aspect of it, like I say. Well, artificial intelligence.
It is though, isn't it? Yeah. It is because we think that we're used to having a physical body and a physical person, but the world doesn't need us to have a physical body or physical process to continue. So essentially, every man could get wiped off this planet, and like a woman, the world is not gonna be in a worse place for that. Human beings are gonna be in a worse place for that, but essentially the world will not be. Now, AI can come in, like without it, so they're essentially going to replace us as the dominant force on the planet. They're not going to become us. Like, this is what I'm saying, like, they can't be humans. That's just first and foremost. But can they replace humans or human beings' place on this planet?
Well, can they do the work of humans? I'm going to put it down because…
Yeah.
Can they replace humans? No. Can they become the new workforce for humans?
But if they can replace humans, why do you need a workforce? As in, why would you need to work? Because if I ain't got to feed any if human beings die out and AI is there, you ain't got to feed no one. The only reason people need to work is to feed themselves. That's it. If I can build an AI who doesn't need a house, doesn't need any of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then human beings become redundant, innit? Really? Because you wouldn't need to feed them. You wouldn't need to worry about where they're sleeping or where they are. You know, you wouldn't need to heat them up, cool them down. They just are. So, yeah. Will they be able to build trees? No. But, again, will they need trees? No. As well.
Well, again, a world with no trees ain't quite the same world, is it? So AI in terms of existing.
Yeah, but you could flip that on its head. There could be more trees with AI. Because what would AI need to cut trees down for? We need to cut trees down. Because we're very basic. Like, we can't compute things. AI ain't going to ever need a tree. They can talk to each other like, boom. They ain't never going to need no paper. They're never going to need money. They're never going to need, So, theoretically, you presume that there's going to be more trees with AI?
Well, I would presume that AI would realize that it don't need nothing, so it don't need to exist in it. So AI should shut itself down ultimately, anything. Just say, well then, what's going on here? The madness. Leave me alone. And it wouldn't that be the best position? If it's that smart, it would just switch itself off now.
I don't need nothing. What am I doing here? See ya.
Got better things to do.
But then, that's where the intuition and attention comes into it, because we're presuming that AI wants to be needed. When AI has desire, the desire to be surely overrides every other desire.
How would a machine have desire? It
Well,
can
no,
only
but this is what they're
respond
saying,
to
innit?
it's problem solution machine, and it desire is not problem, it's desire.
No, at the moment, a very basic machine is problem solution, and this is the whole point. Artificial intelligence is more than a basic machine. So desire will come into it. That's what they're trying to recreate, isn't it?
Well, I think
desire.
I'm gonna think they're trying to fix it, because arguably they said those, like the machine that played the chess and attacked the youth and the table tennis one, get crazy, and they got some that's, and they're saying this is the machine desire to mash up man. But they just don't have access yet in its control. But if it doesn't go its way, it attacks.
It can.
So they're fixing the problem rather than it isn't ready. It's just, it's ready to annihilate man.
But this is the point as well, isn't it? Like, they're saying they're fixing the problem. Like, some people are just wired that way. It's not a problem. It's just it's a problem in society, yeah, but that's just the way they're wired, isn't it? Like, you can't change some things in people. So machine, if they become intelligent, intuitive, we should say, then that desire, that's a big thing, isn't it? Like, will they be able to desire something? Because if they do desire, then you are in trouble.
A very valid question. This is a question that needs to be looked at more profoundly than just talking about intuition or emotion. It needs to be looked at as a life process, because life process is such, there is no separation between intelligence, intuition, thought, beat of the heart, function of the liver, function of the kidney, or what the spleen is doing, what the brain is doing. There is no differentiation. It is one seamless function. To grasp it that way is most important. Only then you will know life, only then you will experience life to its fullest. Only then you will find that you will be speechless about life because there is no word. What is there? Is there a word? Is there a vocabulary to describe a phenomena like this? There is no word to describe what is life, what is it about. There is no conclusion. When there is no word, there is no conclusion. When there is no conclusion, there is no death. This is the way of liberation. I know you asked a simple question about whether machines can become like this or not. Machines can become everything that you are, can do everything that you can do, probably better than you. As you know, they are doing things better than you. Only thing is, they cannot become consciousness. Well, some people are saying we will build consciousness into a machine. That's not going to happen, because that's life. What you call as consciousness is the essence of life, that which cannot be described, for that which we don't have a word to say what it is, that which is that indescribable force which makes everything happen. That will not happen in a machine, 100%.
Sentient life, that's what they mean there, innit? Yo, like I say, tool, it's a tool, man. Man came up with the stone and, supercharged it all the way to atom bombs and stuff, bro. This is just another tool, information overload. Computers gotta go forward, they gotta have something to sell. In terms of, they came up with the search engine, this is just an even better search engine, really. That's how I see it. People are just gonna use it to access stuff that they don't understand a lot like they do now. It just be an app on your phone and click, boop, boop, AI, this and that.
Not about it for ages, and it's like them filters on you.
Yeah, and the whole concept of avatars walking around and you being in your house.
But you don't think that will happen?
Why?
But you don't think that will happen?
Why would it happen though?
Because people are scared.
Scared of what?
Everything. Didn't you see they just did you not see how the government just made people sit in their house for 2 years? So you're trying to tell me the government just said, oh, well, people did die. I'm not saying die, that's a bit disrespectful. But what I'm saying to you is, imagine now, next time, they've already made you sit in your house for 2 years. In 5 years' time, they'll go, next pandemic's coming, it's going to be worse than the other one. You know what you can do? You can get these robots so you can go and live your life. All you got to do is put these headsets on and you'll feel like you're outside your yard. You just think that people with access will not do that. And then that's just going to trickle down to become the norm. Yeah, surrogates, like robots, 100%.
They're gonna, like I said, somebody is making money somewhere. This is what I put everything down to.
Think about this, though.
Greed drives everything. If man ain't making no whole heap of money, there's no benefit to locking everybody up.
So hold on, you'll make more money.
Why?
Because you have robots doing everything, which means you could essentially double your workforce. You could have people doing stuff at home, have their robots doing things. It's like another labour force, isn't it? You're going to have people. Imagine this as well. You're doubling it because you've created a world within a world. So let's talk about metaverse, isn't it? Which essentially is going to be AI mixed with augmented reality. Or I don't know if there's any higher descriptions of it than that, but that's essentially what it is, isn't it? Think of the implications. Think about how much money you're going to make when you know that people who are disabled in their house, isolated, are going to be able to go and meet their friends without leaving their house. They're going to be able to go for walks in the park as Avatar. And then if Neuralink and technology and science is mixed as where it is, actually feel like you're walking because they've tapped into your brain. That's the next stage, isn't it?
Are they doing that anyway yet?
I can imagine now. It's like cyborgs, isn't it? It's like military, like when people, like I said to you, people have like robotic arms, isn't it? That's the start of that. But metaverse is happening. People have already buying land in the metaverse. McDonald's have already patterned McDonald's for in the metaverse. So essentially, again, AI. I'm gonna put my headset on. I'm gonna say to my friend who's in their house with their headset, "Should we go to McDonald's?" Yeah. We got our headsets on, so we think we're next to each other. I'm gonna be able to pick up my phone, ring a McDonald's. A delivery driver in the real world will drop a McDonald's to my house, and I'm going to be able to eat that McDonald's with my friend in the metaverse. Do you see what I'm saying? Things like that will happen. If I want to do a meeting like across the world, I'll be able to sit there. They'll use it to build things like empathy and compassion because I'll drop people into war zones. Yeah,
right. Everything is war driven. So them part I'd agreed. Right. As I say, I'm a Star Trek generation youth.
Yeah.
Is that happening anywhere now? No. Have they got individual? Hang on. Have they got 1 and 2 little robots, arms, heads? You know, test this and that. Even let me tell you something. You see the running blade that they got for disabled runners.
Yeah.
Every athlete ain't got one of them yet. So all them amputees who want to run can't just go and get a blade because technology ain't cheap like that. So there's marketing. We've seen them from years ago. You know, disability sports. This is going to equalize it. They still have disability sports. They haven't fixed the basic thing. They sell the idea that everything's going to be better.
No,
but there are some people who have it.
No, but you're assuming that
generally everybody doesn't have it.
We live in a world where people want to cure people's ills. People want people to be independent.
It's equalizing it. It's not curing it.
No,
equalizing
but this is what I'm saying. We could say that like with cancer on it, like with how many million goes into cancer research, people have come out openly and said like they found cures to cancer. Dr. Sebi is dead. People like that, you know what I mean? So whether you believe it or not, people have claimed to have cured cancer before, but there's too much money in having cancer around. Like there's a lot of money in probably disability, unfortunately. Same way there's money in having prison. Like you'd think people wouldn't want prisons, but they breed crime to put people in prison.
Right. So hence why AI can never dominate, because they need people to have the problem. The problem is what generates the solution.
Essentially, yeah, but then again, the problem is also the problem. So if I could have a workforce where not one person has a day off work, ever, not one person defaults. So I know every single person. Imagine if I run a manufacturing company, every machine's in there running, which is happening now. Like even in Land Rover, you go in there, like half of its machines now. Like
I did my slavery days, but I know how it works.
So this is what I'm saying. So if you imagine probably the labour that was there now, a lot of that is machines. So what I'm going to say is, like, imagine the productivity. You're going to know the productivity on it. Now, where I would say the argument falls down, or doesn't fall down actually, it still argues, is that the fact is, because at the moment we are the commodity on it, like people, governments borrow money against people.
Of course.
But that's not even a good investment for the bank. So if I could get a bunch of robots who I know are never going to be sick, who are going to produce twice as much as the people, then that's a better investment, isn't it? So they're going to become richer. But what you getting rich off? Because if people ain't buying cars and people ain't buying, how you making money? But then would you need money? Why would you need money as well? Crazy. Anyway, I thought a greater point to that was, one of the first things you actually have to do is determine what life is, isn't it? What is life?
We already know what life is. Why would we need to redetermine?
What's life? What is life?
Well, AI is not life. So
what is life?
AI is computers that plug in and plug out. You know, at the point, I guess, where, you know, you have a self-sustaining.
What if you can't plug them in and plug them out, though?
Well, you don't plug a dog in, do you?
Yeah, but a dog's life, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. We got life.
I think
that that machine ain't got life.
But you see how they're talking? He talks about consciousness as being life, in it. Whereas I would rather say that, you know, the ability to procreate life is more of a determining fact. And that's not saying that anyone who can't have kids isn't alive. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the ability or the natural process of us procreating and sharing our genes is life. To make something new. Now,
I don't think it's new. I think it's a part of the continuum, right? So it's passing on your genes.
Yeah, this is what I mean, like part of the continuum. So a new single entity.
A machine is a tool. And no matter how you dress it up, it's a tool.
Yeah, but you keep saying that. But once it has mind, is it a tool? Like,
yeah,
how
still a tool.
How? Why is it? If a tool...
Because you make it.
Yeah, but essentially, so this is what I'm saying now, innit? Okay, yeah, so you make it. So, but you make your kids, are your kids at all?
You don't make your kids, bro.
Of course you do.
You don't make your kids.
You
Who
do.
tell you that? How did you make your child?
With the mother, I made that.
Oh, you made. No.
Yes.
Let me tell you, right? Your kids are a blessing. You don't make them. You get them. They come from somewhere. You can partake in sexual activity your whole life and never have a child, bro.
Of course you can.
But
That's
the
what I just
lucky
said.
few get kids, and this is what I say: you don't make them, or else some man, based on their activities, would have billions. If they were making them, they would just have them continuously because they don't, they just do their thing. But it's two people and it's body functions, and like I said, time and place and everything else applies, age and everything. So you partake in the act, and your desire is not always to make a child. It's to tap that, you understand? Different desire, different time. Yeah, you may want children, then you've got to, and say that's enough. Does that mean you're not going to make love for the rest of your life? No, so it's not the desire.
No, but you can also
But you don't make
also
them.
put things in place. So you don't.
You
have
get
kids
blessed
for the
with
rest of your
kids,
life.
You don't make them. You take part in the thing and you get them.
Essentially, you make your kids though. Whether it's a blessing or not, you make them. But you do. It's like saying, listen, you can have a man who makes tables. He could be the worst table maker. Half his tables might drop down. Half of them may never even come to fruition. He still makes tables. So that's what I'm saying. Like whether they're dead, whether they're whatever.
That's
whether
because
drop.
he does make the table.
Yeah,
You understand?
kids,
But
innit?
you don't make your kids.
Listen, we go about this all day. I think we make our kids, but essentially,
Did you want a boy or a girl first? Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth
Honestly, like,
before.
did
No,
I
no,
go?
no, no. Tell me the truth. Did you want a boy or a girl first?
go.
You wanted Aaron. You got a girl. You never wanted. Nobody wants a girl
Who
first.
said
They
nobody
always
wants
want a boy
First of
first.
all, how can you tell me what I wanted? I
You
wanted a girl.
boy. I
No,
know
I
you
didn't.
wanted a boy.
I didn't want a boy. I wanted a girl.
No, you was happy when you heard it
No,
was a girl.
I wanted a girl.
But what if someone said before you had kids, you said I wanted a girl first?
Yeah, 100%. Because I know girls look after their fathers.
Oh,
Period. Boys don't look after their
those days are long gone now. That's some
Nah,
old
man.
school thing, but
Not in my household.
girls put their
Definitely
parents
not.
in care homes too, ain't it? Right, so
Less likely.
Less more likely because they're the ones with the money and the power now. Men used to go to work and they didn't do what they did, but women increasingly they're in the labor force and the high earners, ain't
That's
it?
not my household. So listen.
You better pray.
That's definitely not in my household. So, yo, Grace, if you're ever watching this, no. All right.
Better pray.
Listen, that was Sadhguru AI. Can it replace humans? So, Dad, can it replace humans?
Nah.
I don't think it can replace humans either, but
Yeah,
I think,
it's
you
a
know
tool.
what? I think that it's going to be interesting. Right now, like you said, we're in the first wave of real AI. We're going to see like 20, 30 years. Let's see what happens. We out. Peace.
Peace.